This happened not long ago, when my parents were going to visit my sick grandmother. Grandma lives very far from us. It takes at least 5 hours to get there. I actually wanted to go too, but I had a very important exam the next day, so I had to stay behind. After my parents left, I was the only one left at home. Around 6 in the evening, I went back to my room and started playing games. Thinking about the exam tomorrow, I felt it was necessary to review, otherwise I might do badly. So about an hour later, I took out my books and started studying for the exam. To help myself focus, I even put on headphones, so I could barely hear anything from outside. After reading for a while, I started to feel a bit hungry, so I went to the kitchen to find something to eat. As I was rummaging through the fridge, I heard someone knocking at the door. It was a bit strange, since it was already nighttime, and my parents hadn't told me anyone would be visiting. Curious, I went to the door and looked through the peephole. Outside stood a girl, about 14 or 15 years old, holding the hand of a younger girl who looked even small, probably her little sister. Both of them were dressed in tattered clothes and looked very pitiful. While I was busy peering at them through the peephole, the knocking grew louder, but I was a bit afraid to open the door, so I called out loudly, "Who is it? Is there something you need?" There was no response from outside, just even more forceful knocking on the door. Suddenly, I heard a loud bang, this time seemingly coming from my parents' room. At this point, I was a little scared. I immediately threw away the snacks in my hand, ran back to my room, and locked the door. Soon after, I heard footsteps approaching. Terrified, I hid under the bed, trying to figure out what to do next. Right, call the police. But then I realized I had left my phone on the kitchen table. I was so nervous and helpless that I was on the verge of tears. But just then, I suddenly heard police sirens outside. I was confused. How could the police be here when I hadn't even called them yet? It turned out that our neighbor had also heard that loud noise earlier. My parents' room faces his, and after hearing the commotion, he saw someone climbing onto our roof through the window, trying to break in through the second-floor window. So he immediately called the police. The burglar was quickly apprehended by the police. It was only later that I realized the two girls who looked so pitiful at the door were actually part of a trap, meant to distract me and give the burglar a chance to break into our house. I'm truly grateful to my neighbor. He may have saved my life.